Today, we are breaking down which of the current UFC champions is most likely to lose their belt in 2025. With stacked divisions, rising contenders, and just the unforgiving nature of the fight game, no champ is safe forever. And I've analyzed each division and assigned a risk rating out of 10 to every champion. So let's get right into it, starting with Jon Jones. I would like to preface this by saying Jon Jones is my GOAT of the UFC. He's the greatest ever. He has been a dominant force that no one has been able to solve. But let's be real. His biggest opponent might be inactivity, being in and out of the fight game for so many years, having injuries. Now he's 37 years old. More than likely will face Tom Aspinall. This is Father Time stealing back his prime, stealing back his GOAT status. I think Tom Aspinall, he's a well-rounded killer that not only can knock you out, but he can wrestle. And I think that's why Jon Jones tried to run around this fight. And I don't want to say that he kind of was scared, but it looks like he was scared. And if you're telling me that Jon Jones is scared to fight somebody, I have a very, very scary thought that this man may not be able to pull it off. And so I give this an 8 out of 10. Whether it is the age, whether it is Tom Aspinall, whether it is him getting injured again. He's 37 years old. Again, inactivity, age, and some of the elite competition makes Jon one of the most vulnerable champions to lose that belt going into next year. Then we move into light heavyweight with Alex Poatan Pereira. Poatan has been on fire since dethroning, honestly, since coming into the UFC. Already has 3 title defenses already. He belongs here. But let's not forget, this division is very, very volatile. And whether you want to say Jamal Hill comes back for a rematch, or even it's Ankalaev, this is a very, very weird moment for Pereira because I don't think anyone can stand up with him. So it has to be someone like Ankalaev that can take him down. And if someone can take him down and just manhandle him, I know it's very easier said than done, but this could be where we start to see the change of the guard for Pereira. But I just think, honestly, Poatan is so good. He's not going to let you take him down. He is honestly in his prime right now for how old he is, and he is so crispy right now, and it is so hard to say that he's going to get dethroned this next year, whether it is Ankalaev or anybody else. Maybe Jon goes back down to light heavyweight. We'll see, but as of right now, the risk rating I got is 5 out of 10. His striking keeps him ahead of most, but the grapplers are circling and trying to find a way to beat him. I just don't think they will. Next, we go to middleweight where we have Dricus du Plessis, and he was one of the best feel-good stories you could see in the UFC the last year and a half, but his reign might not last as long as we want it to. And whether you want to look at the competition, Chimaev, Adesanya coming back, Whitaker coming back again, all of them can beat Dricus du Plessis. Again, not all of them have, and looking back at the history, Dricus has such a weird style that I'm not sure anybody can decipher it unless it's someone with a relentless style such as Chimaev. And you saw it when Dricus du Plessis fought against Sean Strickland. It was a grinding style, and it was a very, very close fight. But when you want to pair him again and again and again and give all these top competition more opportunities to beat you, it just takes one mistake. And that's why I have a risk rating of 7 out of 10. Yes, I think Dricus du Plessis is a very, very, very well-rounded fighter. And after he got that surgery for that deviated septum, his cardio is now up there with other champions. But that risk rating has to be at a 7 out of 10. The middleweight division is brutal. And Dricus, out of all champions that we have right now, has a target on his back because people don't think that he beat Sean Strickland, and many people are thinking that Dricus du Plessis is just too sloppy to stay as champion. Then we make our way to welterweight with Belal Muhammad, and I will admit, I did not like Belal, and I did not give him his credit that he was due, but that last fight to get the title from Leon, he looked Khabib-like, and we did a video on it, we've done shorts about it. He looked great, and he finally climbed the mountain. But can he stay there is the question. When you look at the welterweight division, it is stacked. I mean, we just saw Shavkat against Ian Gary. I'm sorry for whomever has to fight either one of them, because when you look at Shavkat, he suffocates people. He ends fights. Other than Ian Gary, he had a 100% finish rate in every single fight. And it's crazy to think this man could do it standing up. He can do it on the ground. He can grapple. And I'm talking about Shafkat here, because Bilal, yes, he's not that Sean Brady. I get it. But he is not as good as Shafkat on the ground. Not even Ian Gary. And people want to say that Shafkat is fraud checked. No, I just think Ian Gary is that good of an opponent that either one of them can win the title. And that's why, out of all champions, right now, Bilal Muhammad has the highest risk rating, which comes in at 8.5. It feels like a temporary champion in a division this stacked and this loaded. When you want to add all of that, you think of the finishing power that Bilal has. I'm sorry, he doesn't have it. He looks great grappling and wrestling. He'll stay on top of you. That's great. He's not going to finish a fight. And anybody that is at an equal talent level that can finish a fight, I think beats him. So 8.5 is the risk rating. I'm sorry, Bilal. I'm not giving you your grace anymore. Then we move on to lightweight, where we have the pound for pound king right now, Islam Makhachev. And he is a dominant champ. He is 33. I know there's some weird, I think it was 33 or 36 is that weird cliff for champions in the UFC. I'm sorry. When you're looking at a division this deep in lightweight, he's going to get checked. But he is passed with flying colors every single time. And we see him go back up against Arman Tsarukyan, which gave him a very tough fight years ago. And I think Arman has only gotten better. And maybe this rematch pushes Islam to either leave that pound for pound status that he has right now, or just transcends into another level that we have not seen yet. He beating everybody with such convincing fashion. I can't go against him. And as of right now, the risk rating has to be a 6 out of 10. There is a little risk with Tsarukyan, but I just don't see Islam dropping. This man is the best right now. He is the best, and he is safe. But that lightweight division is looking very, very sketchy. Then we go to featherweight with Illia Topuria, and this man shocked the world by knocking out not only Volkanovski, but Max Holloway. And honestly, I don't see anybody touching him in 2025. When you want to look at his striking, his grappling, and his durability, he is a nightmare for the division. And unless someone completely unknown rises up out of nowhere, Topuria is here to stay. And that's why I have the risk rating at a 3 out of 10. The featherweight division belongs to Topuria for the foreseeable future. And the only way that he loses it is if he tries to go to another division and become a 2-time champ. I don't think that he should do it. I think that you should defend your title. But Topuria is probably one of the most informed fighters that we have seen or are seeing right now. So giving him anything above a 5 at a risk is insane to me. Then we go down to bantamweight with Merab Dvalishvili, and he is finally claimed gold. But you want to look at that bantamweight division, and it is chaos incarnate. I mean, it is crazy. When you want to look at the Sanhagens, even the Sean O'Malley's, the Umar Nurmagomedovs, I mean, for that reason alone, it's risky. And then with Merab, he has amazing cardio. He will take you down 50 times. His chin can be tested a little more. His pace is very tough for anybody to figure out. And Merab is very solid. But this division is stacked with such contenders that it would feel criminal to rate him anything under a 5 risk rating. And that's why I have Merab Dvalishvili risk rating 7 out of 10. I think that he is good enough. I need to see some finishes, though, from him. I need to see him finishing fights instead of just getting 20 minutes of control time and calling it a win. You're kissing people in the back of their... I don't know what you're doing, but I need to see finishes. I need to see knockouts. I need to see a dominant fashion into where then it turns into a finish. He's had the dominant performances. Let's finish the fight. Then we go to flyweight, where Pantoja has been nothing short of a beast with 3 defenses already. And his well-rounded game makes him such a tough fighter to not only game plan against, but to beat. And as of right now, there's no clear contender who looks ready to dethrone him. That's why I have a risk rating at a 4 out of 10. Bearing an upset, Pantoja will stay king. And the last title defense that he had, he looks good. I mean, this guy looks good. Pantoja is a beast, and it's so nice to see someone that has been in the UFC for some time start to get their flowers and start to get the appreciation that they should have had before. But that's why the risk is very low for him. 4 out of 10. I don't see Pantoja leaving. Then we go into women's bantamweight, where Juliana Pena is the champion, but Kayla Harrison is on that ass. And whenever this fight takes place. I'm sorry, Pena. Gayla is going to be the champ. It's just simple as that. She is boasting almost an undefeated record, and she has looked absolutely dominant. And while Julia Pena should be given her flowers for her win and as being the champion, I'm saying Kayla Harrison, whenever she gets that chance for the title, she will be champion. So the risk is honestly 8.5. I'd even say 9 because it's inevitable at this point that Kayla Harrison will take over, because at this point, it's when. Not if, but when Kayla Harrison takes over as a champ. Then we go into women's flyweight, where my girl Valentina Shevchenko is reigning true as the champ. And yes, Alexa Grasso is a big threat, is a very big threat. So is Manon Fiorot. So is Erin Blanchfield. But I think Shevchenko is the best women's fighter, if not top 2, the UFC has ever had. And if you're going to tell me, oh, she's going to lose her championship, she's going to lose her title, I'm going to say you're stupid. I say, yes, it's possible and it can happen, but I just don't see it. So the risk I give Shevchenko is 7 out of 10. I'd even say 6.5. Shevchenko is different when she has the title, and yes, Grasso is very, very good, shown that she can beat her. I just think Shevchenko has that championship mentality. She bounces back, even though the flyweight division is starting to get spicy. Which leads us into our final division, women's strawweight, where Weili is the champion, and she's great. She is great. She's beaten many people that are top 10 in this ranking, and I just don't think that she drops this title. Whether you want to say Tatiana Suarez is going to do something, Yang Jianan is going to do anything. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Or even Andrade. I think Weili is uber talented, and I don't see her losing at all. And the only person, and I mean the only person, if she had a stand-up game, would have been Mackenzie Dern. That's the girl. But aside from that, Weili is just leaps and bounds above the next contender, and I don't see her losing it. Which leads me with a 3 out of 10 for the risk. I don't see Weili dropping it. She's too good. So 3 out of 10 makes a lot of sense here. And that wraps up all of the risks, all of the divisions, the champions, the contenders that we talked about in this video. And I told you what I thought. So now I want to hear what you guys think. Who do you guys think loses their title first in 2025 and going forward? I'd love to hear it. Drop it in the comments. Make sure you guys like. Make sure you guys subscribe for more videos like this. And as always, it's been Studs.